So when life really, really derails you, and I'm talking about, going through a divorce or suddenly losing your job, for example, or having some other big hardship happen out of nowhere that maybe you weren't expecting, it can really, really affect our confidence and also our ability to believe in ourselves and believe that good things can happen to us again. Because sometimes we can get so stuck in this, this sense of, there's no light at the end of the tunnel and maybe there's just a glowing middle finger. I've been there. It can be hard to feel like you're emotionally resilient and you know how to rebuild your life. Hi, my name is Andrea Hunt. I'm an EFT Empowerment Coach, and I help people to rebuild their confidence after these kind of setbacks, and also to help people gently push themselves outside of their comfort zone so they can get the life that they know they deserve. So when we talk about these painful events, whether it's, a rejection or a layoff or a relationship ending, it can leave our brain kind of like, see, I knew that nothing happened, I knew that nothing good was ever going to happen from this, or this always happens to me. Why should I try it out? Why should I try to apply for the job? Why start, dating again or whatever? And this is very, very normal, unfortunately, but it's not helpful. So it's called generalization. It's known as generalization. Overgeneralization, and it's when your mind takes one single setback and then it uses it as evidence that everything in your life is going to hell in a handbasket, basically. And it's brutal, and yes, it feels true because that's the evidence that you're using to now project onto all your future events. But your nervous system is clinging to it because it thinks that it's protecting you from being hurt again. And EFT tapping breaks that pattern. As you've heard me mention many, many times, EFT tapping is a mind-body technique where we use acupuncture points on the face, and it releases negative feelings, negative beliefs, and it also calms the body and nervous system so that we can release stress, anxiety, fear, overwhelm, and really get our emotional resilience back so that we can always recalibrate when something happens and we don't feel good and we need to get back to a grounded state. So when you tap and you reframe, you do the cognitive reframing, you calm the stress response so your brain can separate what happened from who you are. You are not your failures. You are not your setbacks. You have the power to continue going forward and changing your life. And that's what neuroplasticity is it's training your brain to have a different response. You can do this with habits and behaviors, and this is conditioning your brain to think that things are going to be different, and that the past does not define what's next. So this is for you if you've had a setback that really knocked the wind out of you and you haven't felt you're like yourself since. Maybe you just don't feel confident anymore. Maybe you just don't feel capable anymore. And I get it. I have been there. And sometimes you need somebody there to kind of help you with your intentions and rebuilding, figure out what beliefs are holding you back right now and keeping you stuck and not able to feel worthy and empowered. So my end of summer special is back. That is 5 sessions for €499. That includes all tax. Those are 60-minute sessions on Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. This is a really great way if you've been really struggling lately, and a lot of people have. I have lots of clients at the moment that have been going through all sorts of different things. I don't know if it's autumn or it's just the state of the world right now, but there's a lot of people who really need EFT tapping and empowerment coaching at the moment. So if that sounds like you, then go ahead and DM me or go ahead and look at the link that's in the text below and reach out to me so we can set up your 5 sessions and start getting you back to a place where you believe in yourself again. So DM me reset if you want to get the link, or just go ahead and reach out to me. All right. Thanks, guys.